Hey guys, my name is Ramya and welcome to my first studio vlog. So I've been seeing a lot of artists recently using cold porcelain clay and making cute stuff with it, which made me want to try it out. So I finished sculpting Gigi and his bread last week, which is completely dried up. So this is the prototype that I'm showing to you. This is how it's gonna end up looking. We're gonna paint the ears purple later in this video. So before that, I even worked on a new design and I really loved it so much. I plan to turn it into a clay pin, which is why I ordered some pins from Amazon and I'm hoping they should be sturdy enough. So I decided to, attach it to my own bag and to see and to test it for a week or two and see if they are really sturdy enough or if the pin is loose or if it's really attached, if it's working fine or not. So here's the deal. Before I sell it to anyone or gift it to a friend, I decided to use my own creations on myself. Keeping Gigi and his bread aside for now, let's grab our tools and equipment before we start sculpting. So every clay artist must own a gram scale because you got to make your charms look identical, right? So these are the only silicone molds that I own. I use these silicone molds to act as a base to my cold porcelain clay. As you know, cold porcelain clay sticks to almost everything. So I own two X-Acto knives, one to scrape off the pigments from the pastels and the other to cut the clay itself. And we also got to need some brushes to add the pigments onto the clay. You actually don't need these two tools, they are not that important, but I personally purchased them because I planned on working with air dry clay and I might need them there, so I'm gonna use it anyway because I own it. So this is a dotting tool that I use to secure tiny pieces of clay using Fevicol. Like I said, I use the back of my silicone molds as a base to sculpt. So I always clean them with rubbing alcohol before I start sculpting because I want my clay charms to look clean and white, and it's easier that way to clean them beforehand than to clean it later. I personally like to moisturize my hands before I start sculpting because I realized whenever I did this step, my clay is less sticky and it's easy for me to add the pigments, it's easy for me to knead it. Getting my clay past the teardrop test is like the most satisfying thing. I guess only clay artists understand how satisfying this step gives them. So starting with the first charm of the day, which is pancake whiskers, we're gonna add the pancakes first, then add the pigments and then add a cat. So let's get into it.
Could you get up soon? I get so cold in the other room. Here I am, honey, half awake. Get yourself moving and you'll be okay. Star clear and true, your honesty could pierce my heart right through. Plans are paper, I'm afraid. Get yourself moving and you'll be okay. You're sure to find a snake. Don't let the serpent change your pace. Get yourself moving and you'll be okay. There's a dream weaver that won't let me alone, and it turns my heart into a heavy stone. Look at the maker in the face. Get yourself moving and you'll be okay. Get yourself moving.
I accidentally added some pigment on top of my clay, so in order to clean that, I have dipped my Q-tip into rubbing alcohol and I'm cleaning it off. Now that the major part of our design is done, it's time to add the toppings on top. As you guys can see, the prototype where I've added a strawberry, some whipped cream and few cubes of butter. I realized I was running out of yellow clay, so I quickly grabbed some yellow chalk pastels and I scraped the dust out of them, and then I mixed the pigments into the clay, and then I'm gonna cut them into small cubes. You got to use Fevicol to attach each and every part of the clay together, because if you don't use Fevicol, once the clay gets dried, the pieces get detached easily, so we don't want that to happen with our charm. So we're gonna secure every tiny part of the clay together with Fevicol. I don't own that drilling tool that other artists are using, so I'm attaching the eye pin before my charm is completely dried. Once that I secured the pancakes and the cat together, it's time to add the toppings. So I'm gonna start with the cubes of butter. I'm securing them with Fevicol. I was actually working on a different design before, due to which I have some strawberries left with me. So I am simply using them here. I'm really happy with how this turned out. I'm gonna add the facial features later once it's completely dried up, because I realized it's good to work in steps whenever you're working with cold porcelain clay. Like, you gotta give it time to dry up between each step. I completely forgot to add the whipped cream, so I took a piece of clay and made the whipped cream out of it, and of course we are gonna secure it with Fevicol. So our first charm of the day is done. Isn't it so cute? I'm gonna let it dry up for a week or two. So I'm gonna add the syrup much later once it's completely dried up. I used UV resin and mixed some pigments into it to give that maple syrup kind of an effect, and I let it drip from the top and secure it with UV light. We're gonna do it much later, but we're gonna let it dry up now. So this was a recent creation that I did, and I'm super proud of it. I named it Miffy to the rescue. We all deserve a cute little desk friend to boost our serotonin levels, don't we? So this is a prototype that I'm still working on, hence it is not perfect. Leaving our first clay charm to dry up in a satin bed, let's move on to the next part of the video. As I said, we are yet to paint the ears of Gigi Cat. Let's do that now. I use acrylic paints to paint the ears. You can even use gouache paints. So I grabbed a tiny brush and started mixing my colors together to get that bright purple color. I personally love painting tiny details into my charms because it kind of gives a finished look and a satisfaction that I'm done with the sculpting. Let's finish off painting all of the ears. Let's go.
Forever be
Okay, these are like the best batch of Gigi and Brett that I've sculpted till now. They have turned so adorable and I'm so in love with them. What do you guys think about them? Tell me in the comment section down below and let me know. I also sculpted a pair of Jim Jam biscuits last week. I am personally obsessed of Jim Jam biscuits so much that I wanted to turn them into clay charms because why not? They are like the best biscuits to ever exist on planet Earth. For that amazing jam in the center, I squeezed some UV resin into a disposable cup, and then I've taken red and pink soft pastels and I'm scraping the pigments into the UV resin. I'm gonna mix it up very well and I'm gonna add this in the center of the charms, and once it gets dried up, we're gonna get that jam effect. And whenever you're using UV resin, you got to wear protective gear because inhaling UV resin is not healthy. So make sure your room is well ventilated, your windows are open, and you're wearing a protective gear, and then you're gonna start using the UV resin. So I made two versions of these biscuits. One is a little yellow in color and the other is a little dark brown in color because I was experimenting to see which color goes well and which looks more attractive for the eye. So now once that we have added the UV resin in the center, let's let it bake under UV light. This is the situation of my desk once we are done sculpting everything. Now that our charms are completely cured, this is how it looks like. It's time to add keychain to the charm. I bought these keychains from Amazon. So I'm just thinking which one would go well with the charm. After a lot of thinking, I decided the star one would look cute on them. I'm going to attach the charm to the keychain using a jump ring, and I'm gonna securing it by using two of my nose pliers. You got to make sure that the jump ring is completely secured and there is no way for it to open because we don't want to lose our charm with this one wrong step. Oh my god, that turned out cute than I expected. I don't know which one I have to choose. I really loved both of them. Like the brown one looks good, the yellow one looks good. This is how it looks under sunlight. I am so in love with them. Please let me know which one looks more attractive to you guys so that we can make them in bulk. So that's it for the vlog right now, and thank you for watching till here, and please let me know in the comments down below if you're team brown or team yellow. See you in the next vlog. Bye.